Hi. All right. My name is Christina Hampton, and I get to be your trainer and your host for today. And today we are going to go over a really, really hot topic, the smart number. So, the smart number, we're going to explain it, what it is, how you utilize it, all that good stuff. So, what is the kvCORE smart number? How can I find it? How can I find my assigned smart number, the one that I'm supposed to be utilizing? What the heck does the smart number do? And then how can I leverage that smart number to in my business? So that's what we're going to talk about today. So first, what is the kvCORE smart number? The smart number is a VoIP number. It's a VoIP, voice over IP. It's a phone number that is connected to your kvCORE database. What this means is it allows you to do phone type of activities, making a phone call, sending a text message through a computer. So that's what it does. That's the VoIP, voice over IP. It's like a digital phone number. Okay. So it allows you again to do things that you would need a phone for, making phone calls, doing text messaging, that you can do it through your computer. It means also that it knows everything that's connected to your kvCORE account. So it's going to know your cell phone number and the cell phone number of the other agents and other users in your office. It's also going to know your contacts' phone numbers. So when someone calls the kvCORE smart number, if the number they're calling from is already in your kvCORE account, it knows that. And the lead, the call, the text goes right to you. It knows which contact belongs to which agent, right? So a phone number, a lead calls the smart number. The smart number knows that it's your lead versus another agent in your office or your team. It also knows who reached out to the contact last. So let's say that I am a lead and I am in agent A's database because I'm in their sphere, right? Let's say we met at a networking group. But I'm also in agent B's CRM because I met them at an open house. So both agent A and agent B have my cell phone number in their kvCORE database. So as a lead, if I reach out to the smart number, who do I go to? Well, kvCORE knows who reached out to me, the lead, last, and it's going to route me out appropriately. So, agent A only texts me about the networking group, but agent B is talking to me like a real estate lead. So, if I'm on a smart campaign with agent B about real estate and I respond to a text that has been sent to me, then my response is going to go to agent B. Right. So kvCORE knows who's trying to talk to me, knows who talked to me most recently, and sends me to the correct agent. It also knows what auto communications went out. So, like that example of smart campaigns, but also behavioral alerts, search alerts. Well, those are via email, but all those good stuff. So that's the smart number. That's what it is. So how can you find your assigned smart number? And I realized I forgot to unmute everyone. So everyone who's here, we go through. If you want to unmute yourself, you are absolutely welcome to. And there, I got you, Al. Everyone who's here now anyway. So throw questions in the chat if you're here live, raise your hand, unmute yourself, all that good stuff. So where can you find your assigned smart number? Now, I say assigned smart number because you actually have a smart number for every entity that you're a part of. So every office that you're a part of has a smart number. Every team, if you are a paid team, has a smart number. If you did not pay for your team, you don't have a smart number. You can still buy one if you want to. If there is no sound, can anyone else hear me? I've got one person telling me no sound. Nope, I'm not muted. I do that though. Okay, other people can hear me. Okay. So I chatted that person specifically. They might need to leave and come back. Okay, good. Okay, thank you, Clay. Thank you, Joan. Thank you, Larry. Okay, good. Okay. All right, perfect. Thank you for confirming. Okay. So where can you find your assigned smart number and where can you find all of those smart numbers? So when you're in kvCORE, your assigned smart number is the one that when you are communicating to your leads, that's the one that your leads will see. That's your assigned smart number. Now, as I mentioned, you have free ones available to you. So everyone has a free one available to them. Okay. Every single person has a smart number. They're either assigned to you based on the office that you're in or the team that you're on. So you can find yours in the top right corner of kvCORE. So if you click on your name, that first item, that's going to be your assigned smart number. Your job today is to save this number as a contact in your cell phone, not mine. Don't save mine. Go into your kvCORE, look at that number, save it in your phone. I also like to give it like its own funky ringtone. So that way, if I get calls from that number, I know that this is important to check. Um, in our next segment today, I'll talk to you about all the things the number does and why it's important to save it so you always know that it's a contact that's important for your business. Oh, sorry, our poor person who can't hear left and came back and they still can't hear. So hopefully they can figure it out. Otherwise, there's a recording. All right, so this number right here, save that number in your phone. Okay, this is your assigned smart number. This is how you'll get different notifications. Save it in your phone. Do not call it. Okay, and I'll explain why. Put it in your phone, but do not call it yourself. Now, you might have more than one smart number available to you to get notifications from. Okay, this number is your number to send communications out to your contacts, but you also receive notifications. So you will definitely get notifications from this number here. But if you want to see everything available to you, you're going to scroll down on this list down near the bottom to where it says phone. Because remember, every entity that you're a part of, so every office, every team, paid team, has has a smart number with it. So this is your primary number. But if you go down to the phone, you'll see other numbers that you might receive notifications from. So you can save all of these numbers into your phone if you want. So for example, mine's a little crazy, but I have, so here's my overall account. I have two offices that I'm a part of. So the learning management office, I have a smart number there. The training office, I have a smart number there. And then I'm also on a team, right? So especially those of you who are in a team, you'll have a couple options here. I do recommend saving really all of these. Again, don't call them. I'll explain why. So that way you might get notifications from these different numbers depending on who's trying to notify you about what. Okay, so for example, if I have a new lead available to claim and it's from my office, they get notified from this number. If I have a new lead available to claim and it's from my team, it's going to come from this number as a notification. So I want to make sure that I have all of these numbers saved within my phone so I'm aware of what they might be coming from. Okay, so remember how I said not to call this number? Because when you call the number, it's going to think you're a new lead. Remember going back to one of our first slides, oops, not that slide. That's a placeholder slide, but going back to my first slide. Not this slide, this one. There we go, too many slides. The kvCORE smart number is going to remember all of your contacts' phone numbers, right? So if a contact calls the smart number that's not in kvCORE anywhere, it thinks it's a new lead. And so kvCORE is going to do something about that. And there's all different kind of routing settings here. These were set for you by your admins. Okay, so the team number was set by my team admin. My office number was set by my office admin. So I might be the new leads, the unassigned leads might be forwarding to the office, or it might be rotating through all of the agents in my organization. So that's the other reason you want to save these numbers in your phone, because it's the opportunity to talk to a brand new lead, right? Brand new, we don't know anything about them. They're just calling this number and we're like, oh, hey, right? So that's the other reason to save all of these smart numbers in your phone, because again, if my team gets a lead calls this number and it's being rotated through all the agents. So I have an opportunity here to communicate with someone. Right? So that's the other reason I might want to save that smart number. Now, you can also purchase your very own smart number if you want. That is absolutely available to you. There's this nice green buy number button. So if I click on that, it's going to take me into the marketplace and it's going to show me, take me exactly to that kvCORE smart number. Okay, so you can purchase your own smart number here if you want to. So I click on Learn More, and it's going to load up, and I'm going to click Get Started. So at today, as of today, the price of the smart number is $27 a month. So it's just like getting a second phone line, right? So I like to advertise this as a business number, my new phone number with my new kvCORE system, right? All kinds of things like that are good ways to mention and call out that you have a new smart number, right? Or you have a new phone number, okay? So the smart number, if you purchase your own, then that smart number is going to be the one in this drop-down menu, because this is your assigned number. This is when you make phone calls, the number that your leads will see. When you send out text messages, this is the number that your lead will see. So this is your assigned smart number here. So this will always be the most specific number available to you. If you're in an office and only an office, then that's what you have. If you're in an office and a team, it'll show your team. If you're in an office and you purchase your own smart number, it's going to show your own smart number. So your assigned number is always going to be the one that is most specific to you. Okay? So that's your smart number. So now let's talk about what your smart number, some of the things that it does. We've been talking about them, but I want to be very specific as to what your smart number can do, just because, well, yeah, why not? So your smart number does a couple things. One thing that your smart number is going to do is it is going to allow you to get communications from your admins. So we haven't talked about that yet. So your admins might reach out to you via that smart number. I personally love it when they do that, because it is a great way for them to just communicate with you in general, right? So that is one purpose of your smart number. It might be something that your admins are utilizing as a way to communicate with you. So again, that's a way to, or a reason you would want to save this as a contact in your kvCORE, or excuse me, in your phone. There we go. That's the slide I was looking for. I was trying to get my slide up and it didn't want to come. So let's try that again. There we go. Oh, nope, refresh. Technical difficulties. Don't mind me. Thinking about it, thinking about it. I was trying to give you a nice visual list And my deck does not want to load and be friendly. Okay, there we go. Now we're back in action. Sorry about that super professional delay. So one thing your smart number does is it allows you to get communications from your admins. Okay, so that's why you would want to save that number as a contact in your phone as well, because it might be your admins reaching out to you. Admins, if you're on this call with me and you didn't know this was a thing, let me show you how to do it. So admins, if you click on your name in the top right corner and you go down to your agent roster right here, this is going to show you all of the agents in your company. Okay, so admins. Admins, if you are an office admin, you can click on the office and you can look at your agents by the office that they're in. And if you are a team admin, you go to teams and it's going to show you all the teams that you're an admin of. Within each of these entities, as an admin, there is the opportunity for you. Right here, there'll be a button that says text all and email all. So you can outreach to your agents and let them know about training that's coming up, about an open house opportunity, about an internal contest that you're having, anything that you want to communicate out to your agents. So agents, you definitely want to save your smart numbers because your admins might be trying to communicate with you. Okay, so you don't want to miss any of that. The second thing is you'll get notifications from kvCORE about different lead activity. So you'll get notified about behavioral alerts that occur. You'll get notified if there's been an inbound text message. You'll get notified if you have a new lead, right? You'll get notified by all kinds of things within kvCORE. You can also set yourself to get push notifications instead. So if you have downloaded the app, it might be worth checking your notification settings because you can get push notifications from the app. You can get text messages from the smart number. You can get neither, or you can get both. If you have not downloaded the app, you will get your notifications via text and via email. If you have downloaded the app, you will still get that email, but you had the ability to adjust your notification settings. And so if you're not getting text messaging, you likely changed your settings without really realizing it when you downloaded the app. That's okay. You can just hop right back into the app and you can just change your settings to update it to whatever you want. But the default is that you'll get that text. Where do you find the phone tab? A great question. So within kvCORE, in the top right corner is your name, Beth. Now, most of us don't click over here because there's the only thing we really do as agents is update our profile once when we start, and we don't really use this menu ever again. This is more of like an admin menu sometimes, but that's where you find it. So if you click your name in the top right corner and you head on down, then you'll see phone. If you don't see phone, please reach out to support because you should definitely see the phone setting there. So good question. Again, this is where you'll see all the numbers that might be communicating with you. And it's where you can also see what's going to happen if a new lead, so assigned to no one, reaches out. So you'll be able to see all of that there. Okay. All right. So that's the second thing you might get through the smart number. So communicating to you. Notifications from kvCORE about lead activity. The other one is similar, but a little different. Notifications from kvCORE, but about new leads that are available to claim. So this is going to depend on your organization setting. So your company, your office, or your team. Just like you as an agent have tons of resources to generate leads that go straight to you, your organizations, your entities, your company, your office, those things, they also have the ability to generate leads. When they generate those leads, they need to assign them out to agents. There's so many different strategies around this. There's so many different um, ways they can assign out those leads. So please reach out to your admins if you aren't sure if they are providing leads to agents, and if they are, how you can make sure that you're a part of it. Because there's a ton of strategies behind who you give those leads to, accountability, all kinds of things like that. If your entity, so your company, your office, or your team is providing leads to agents, this is another thing you want to know about. Some of these settings, you have to claim the lead in order for it to be yours. Otherwise, you might just not get any leads. Maybe that's what's happening. Maybe you're getting notified that there's a lead available to claim, but you're not like jumping in and grabbing that. Again, you will always get email notifications, but I mean, if it's a new lead, I want as many notifications as possible personally. So I might want to get a text. They might be distributing leads via phone call. So if there's a lead available to claim, I can look in my lead routing rules. Oh, just kidding. And they can let me know how they're going to notify me that there's a lead to claim. So they can set it up that I get emails. They can set it up that I get text messages. They can set it up that I'll get a phone call. So I want to know what my options are there, and I want to save my smart number so I'm always aware. That's why I like to give it like a funky ringtone, like, oh, if that ringtone happens, I'm answering that phone. That's why it's a good idea to keep your eye out for any communication from your smart number. All right, next up, the biggest thing that we are probably all aware of. It allows you to communicate out to your contacts through a computer. That's probably the biggest thing. It allows me to see activity on my dashboard and take action. So I can see here that Jenna, she looked at my market report for Foothill Ranch yesterday. And so right from here, I can send her a text message. When I send this message, she will see my smart number as the number that's communicating with her. That's fine. I'm going to send that to her. Other ways to text, so we'll do text first and then go to phone call. Other ways to text would be going to your smart CRM. Your smart CRM are where all of your leads and all of your contacts live. You have the ability to look at an individual lead. So if I look at Olivia here, in the top right corner, I can send her a text from here. This will also come from my assigned smart number. I have the ability to send out a mass text from my smart CRM. So maybe I want to reach out to all of my prospects and apply that filter. And I probably want to do one more of my contact details, right? See who is subscribed to texts, because not everyone is going to be. Right? And then I'll click everyone on this page. In this case, all 6 of my contacts. And I'll send them a mass text. So that's another use of the smart number, is the ability to mass text. Another use of the smart number is if I go to the marketing section. Within the marketing section, we have our beloved, lovely smart campaigns. And within a lot, but not all of our smart campaigns are texting. So here we have this buyer nurture. And under the channels of communication, there's an email that's automatically sent, and there's a text message that's automatically sent. So if I look at all the details of this campaign, on day 180, a text message goes to my contact. Goes out automatically. I actually really love this campaign. This is after you've talked to someone, but they're not ready. So it's like a 1 year just giving them value. and you literally don't do anything. You just wait for them to respond. So anyway, love that campaign. So in smart campaigns, there's text messaging that comes from the smart number. You can create your own templates as well. So if I find that I'm sending a response over and over and over again, I can save it as a template, save myself some keystrokes. When we go to our, I'm going to backtrack a little, our playbooks. In our promote a listing playbook, there is a text feature in here as well. So when I want to contact my matching buyers, so all the buyers I already know, I can send them a text message from here. When I go to my lead engine, I can use call capture text codes. When I do a landing page, there is a landing page to promote text codes as well, the text lead. So that uses the smart number. Additionally, on your website, you'll also have your smart number if you purchase your own. Let me backtrack on that. So your smart number exists in a lot of places in kvCORE, and it allows you to do these texting and these automations without needing to really think about it. It also exists in the birthdays and home ownership anniversaries. So we will default here to a text if your users have a phone number and they have text on. And last but not least in here is behavioral automation. So when a lead completes a hot behavior, we're going to tell you, but we're also going to text them to get them to engage with you. Right? So there's that alert that you're going to get notified about. And then that text is going to go to them using the smart number. So lots and lots of ways to communicate via text using kvCORE. Jessica asks, are there campaigns that we can download? So you can't download any, well, there's not a direct download. If you wanted to, it would take so much time. But if you wanted to like look at this campaign and like open the email and copy and paste it into a Word doc, you could do that, but that would just take so much time. So I wouldn't recommend doing that. But you could do that if you wanted it all in like one thing to look at. Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah. So those are texting. Any other questions about texting? We'll go deeper into text codes in a couple minutes. Okay. Last thing is phone calls. Okay. Oh, one more thing on texting, the mobile app. So when you download the mobile app, you use that app to communicate out to your leads and contacts to basically see most of kvCORE with you. The cool thing about the mobile app, other than a million things, is that when you are sending a text message to someone in the mobile app, you do actually have the ability to send them a text from your cell phone instead. So for those of you who are not quite comfortable communicating to your contacts using the smart number, because maybe you've been an agent for 10 years and your cell phone is on everything, totally get it. You can text in the mobile app. And when you do that, I don't think you can see this. Let me try to show you. I don't think you're gonna be able to see that. No, because I have my background on. Doo-doo-doo. Horribly. Okay, well, what it says is that when you're sending a text, you can send that text from the smart number using your phone, or you can send that text from your actual phone number. It won't track it that way though. So that is a big, big, big reason to rely on the smart number is it takes care of so much admin work for us, right? Like raise your hand if you got into real estate because you love paperwork. Right? Almost no one. So some of you raised your hands and bless you, but almost none of us are like, yes, I love admin and logging things. So That's the beauty of the smart numbers. I don't need to log things. I don't need to log my text messages. I don't need to log my phone calls, which we'll look at in a second, but pretty cool. Clay asks, is there a way to send out a main text to promote your app? Yeah, right now, I would say that you would want to promote your website. So yeah, so many text messages for that. So let's look at a couple of them. Actually, let's look at the actual templates themselves. So I'm going to look at my text templates here. One that I really like is actually going to have to think about that. Whoops, that's not how you spell website. I honestly, that might be something a good thing for us to create. I can't think of a text that we currently have that has a link to the website. However, if you notice this little squiggly bracket, that is called the merge tag. That means as I send this text out to 20, 30, 100, 500 people, I do not need to worry about updating their name. kvCORE will do that for me. To add merge tags, and this is a good pro tip, write this down. To add merge tags to text messages, you will click the squiggly bracket, AKA the fancy bracket. So as you look on your keyboard and you notice the P as in Paul, to the right of that is the squiggly bracket. So you'll hold shift and then that bracket, and then you'll get a whole list here of merge tags you can use. So on here, there's definitely things that go to your websites. So so that's lead information, seller information, agent information. That's what I want. So agent website, and then it'll just put a link in there and I don't need to be concerned about it. Other things that will help you get here as well is if you do listing. So anything that says listing is going to refer to an actual listing. So if you do, hmm, there we go. Listing link. I knew it was in here. So agent website and listing link, those are two good ways to get people to your website. If you do listing link, you should get another pop-up up here that requires you to put in the MLS ID as you're sending it. So right now I'm creating a template. So I don't have to put an MLS ID in here. So let me make a clone of this template. Thinking about it. There it goes. So now if I wanted to send that through my smart CRM, for example, I send a text and I labeled that. That was my imported leads. Oh, I might need to hit refresh. Sometimes I go too fast for the system. Thinking about it. There we go. Mass text. Type in imported. There we go. There's the one that I just made. It said MLS ID. And oh, I found a bug. I love finding bugs. Because usually if you have the listing link, it should force you to put in an MLS ID. So let's just kind of make it up and do it here. Go down to listing. We'll get there. We'll get there. Listing link. Oh, bug. Well, I will be submitting that bug. So what it should do is add one little thing here that asks you to put in the MLS ID of that property. So that way it will autofill for you. But great question. Yeah, I don't think we currently have a text ourselves that like makes it easy for someone to find your website. So it's definitely a good reason to like make your own templates if you want to like use it over and over again, or if you just want to send a text that you create, that's totally fine. You can do that. Yeah. Oh, promoting your actual iPhone app. So Clay, do you have Core Home? Core Home is a upcoming feature. Yeah, so Core Home is not something that's been released to everyone yet. You'll know that you have Core Home if you click again on my new favorite menu item on the top right corner. So if you click on your name, I'm trying to find a picture of what that emblem looks like. Core Home is an app-based client experience, which we currently don't have for everyone. Yep, there we go. Okay, so if you click on your name in the top right corner, currently you'll see your smart number, you'll see your login email, and then you'll see your subdomain, which has this little like web. If you have Core Home, which only a few people do right now, when you click on that on your name, you'll find a fourth option, which is like this uh, download the app. That's exactly what it is. And so there is a way to share that. So I'm going to put this article into the chat for anyone who's here live. Okay, yep, you have it. There you go, Clay. So Core Home is different. Not different. It's a client-facing app, which is really cool. So anyone who's here live, I just put that link in the chat. Anyone who's not here, I searched for Core Home on our support portal with all of our articles, and I grabbed this Core Home FAQ. So Clay, I'm going to recommend to you that you check out really all of these articles here on Core Home, and that you reach out to your brokerage specifically, because since it's not something we've released to everyone yet, we don't have a whole bunch of training on it. So reach out to your admin about Core Home and see what kind of internal training that you have, because I love Core Home. You should all be excited about it. Yes, for you, for Core Home, there is a direct link to send people to that app. So there we go. Where can I find my personalized share link? So it's going to be in that drop down menu. And then when you click on it, I believe that it just copies it to like the background clipboard on your computer, and then you could add it into a text. Yeah, so I don't have that, but that's a great question. Very cool. Jacole asked, so you can attach an MLS link to these templates? Yes, that will take the lead to the home in MLS for review. So it will take them to that home on your kvCORE website. Great point. So it will take them to view that property on your website. So for example, if we look at our listing section, there's lots of texting in here too. So maybe I want people to see this property. Maybe it's my new listing, for example. So I click on that listing and I can send via text to an individual person. So if I send it to my lead, Christina Realsies, it says, I think you might like this listing, and then it's going to include a link to that property, and I send it on its way. Now, when she receives that text message, it's going to give her a quick way to view that property. There we go. Let me change my share options. Okay, so here's my text information. So it says, I think you may like this listing. It has a link, and then there's my text signature. I don't have my license number in there. I should. But so there's that text that I just sent out. So yeah, gives them an opportunity to view that. And then if they click on that link, it's going to go to your kvCORE website, which let me load that. It's loading up and it'll take them right to view that property on your kvCORE website. So yeah, good question. What if it's not your listing and you found it on the MLS? Yeah. So in this listing section, you have access to all the active listings in your MLS. It does not have to be your listing, right? You want to be careful of your verbiage. So for example, if this is a buyer client and you're sending them a listing to look at, that's what you're doing. Hey, you might like this listing, right? I'm working with you to find listings that you like. If you are working through like some prospects, people who aren't yet your client, you could say, hey, I think you like this listing, right? You're giving it to a person. What you would not say is, this is my listing, right? If it's not your listing, don't say that it's your listing. So definitely check compliance things in your area. Generally, like if you're working with someone, you can share listings with them. That's how, how the process works. So yeah, I'm going to see all the property listings in here. I can also filter just like I can in my CRM, and I can see my listings. So if I just wanted to pull up my listings specifically, there they are. If I wanted to pull up just my company's listings or just my team's listings, I can do that. If I need to do some kind of search, maybe I want to send someone San Diego County homes that are between 850 and 875. Apply that filter. And now I have my list of listings. So just like I sent this one listing to someone, I can also take my list of listings and text that as well. So I can send this also to Christina Realsies and send that to her. And then when she opens that text message, when she clicks on that link, it's going to take her to a link of all of those properties. So pretty cool. Sorry, my computer's being slow today. I have about 1 million tabs open off screen. So that's why. Here's that original one we looked at. This will load up into there it goes. So then here's all those properties, which it was like 100. So here we go. Here's those properties in that price point that I sent to her. There they are. Yeah, good question. All right, let's talk phone calls. I think I've gotten to everything in the chat. If I haven't, go ahead and re-put that in. Oh, Jacolami, your smart number is attached to all the agents in your brokerage. Can I have a smart number to me specifically? You sure can. You would purchase that through the marketplace. So if you wanted to have your very own private smart number, you can definitely purchase your own from the marketplace. You don't have to in order for it to work properly. So the reason some people might purchase their own smart number is if they want to use it heavily to advertise. So if you're mostly going to use the smart number to communicate with contacts you already have, you don't really need to purchase your own. Some people still do, just makes them feel more comfortable. They just like that it's just theirs. But again, what we looked at is that your smart number, after a dramatic pause, knows your contacts. So your smart number already knows your contacts. And so if your contacts reach out to the smart number, it comes to you, right? But yes, you can purchase your own. So if you're mostly going to use it to communicate with people you already have, you don't have to purchase a smart number. You don't have to anyway. But if you want to use it to generate new leads, I would absolutely 100% purchase my own smart number personally. All right, let's talk phone calls. So phone calls can be completed in a few places. They can be completed right here from my list of calls that I have for today. They can be completed in a specific lead detail record in the top right corner. I can also use my quick actions at the top to add in a call as well. So there's like on my desktop, there's 3 different ways. I can also use my mobile app, so keep that in mind. All calls that you make through the kvCORE mobile app will come from your cell phone number. Okay, so I like to think about it, if I'm communicating with my contacts on my cell phone, they're going to see my cell phone number. If I'm communicating with contacts through the computer, they're going to see the computer-based smart number. So that helps me keep it straight in my brain. So as I make my calls, if I click call now, I'm initiating a call through the computer, right? So again, through the computer, they will see my smart number. If I click call now to call Barbara, well, if this was a real number, what would happen is, there we go. kvCORE is now calling me on my cell phone number, right? Now, that was not a real number. My phone is ringing. I don't know if you can see that, but it's ringing with my smart number, right? So as I go to answer it,
We are attempting to connect you with your lead. Press any number to connect.
so I hope you could hear that. It said, hello, this is kvCORE. We are attempting to connect you to your lead. Press any number to connect. So I'm going to press a number.
While we connect your call, there was an error trying to call the contact. Please try again later.
And that's because this is a 555 number. This is not a real number. So I would now say, okay, that was a bad number. And now it's logged in here that 5555555 is a bad number. But if I called someone and it connected, right? So if we went to like Christina Realsies, whom we've been texting today, and I make a call from here, and again, I click this call now button, I do want to point out this big red warning. If you have ever X'd out this warning, that's why you don't see it anymore. I purposefully leave it because it reminds me to train on it when I'm training. So note, your phone will be called before the party is connected. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to call this person right now. And again, my cell phone number is going to ring. So there's the smart number calling, which I don't think you can see. I'm going to answer.
kvCORE, we are attempting to connect you with your lead. Press any number to connect.
I'm going to press a number to connect.
One moment while we connect your call.
One moment while we connect. Now it's ringing. And then my online phone is calling, right? I don't know if you can see that or hear that, but it's happening. So I can answer that and get some major feedback. So I'm going to hang up. And I'm going to make any notes. And reminder, I can also add hashtags here. And I contacted this person. So in this scenario, Christina Realsies got a phone call from me from the smart number. We have logged that call here and made my notes. Now, there's other ways to make calls as well. If I call through the app, it's going to log that for me. So I love that. I can also physically log a call that I have made at any point in time. Last feature I want to point out, and then I do see I have 2 questions. So I'll definitely circle back to those. I purposefully turned on call recording. Call recording is an optional feature on your smart number. So it's something controlled by your admins. It can be really beneficial if you're someone who maybe doesn't take the best notes, or if you want this available as like available for coaching. You do want to be aware of compliance and laws in your area. If you are a one-party consent state, then only you need to know you're being recorded. If you are in a two-party consent state, I would recommend starting your calls with, hey, this call might be recorded for quality assurance. How's your day going? And you're talking about it, right? So it can be very beneficial to be able to listen here and hear the recording. which has definitely a reverb because it was like me calling myself. But that can be really beneficial. So the call recording is a very cool feature. It's controlled by the admins who own the smart number. So you can ask them to turn it off or turn it on, but they'll make that decision. If you purchase your own smart number, you make that choice for yourself. Now, we didn't get into it because, well, we've had a lot of good questions, but there's a lot of ways to make money with your smart number. And so we will definitely throw that on the agenda for something in the future. But great ways to make money in the lead engine, right? We briefly chatted about call capture text codes, and there's also landing page options to help you promote those text codes online. We might already have some good information about making money with your smart number. Let me do a quick cheat look on my other window. Yes. So on our article, our smart number overview and FAQ, we have actually a lot of good information on how to use this to make some money. So I'm going to put that in the chat for everyone who's live. All right, now a question came in about Mojo Dialer. So Mojo Dialer would be connected with a third party. So it would be connected via Lead Dropbox, and it would be connected via Zapier. So Mojo Dialer can be connected with kvCORE if you connect it via Zapier. And we actually have done a full webinar on it. I'm going to grab the link for you. It is on one of our previous success meetups, I believe. So we have a whole playlist of all of these success meetups that you can see. And so I'm pretty sure it's in here. I will have to do a little digging. Maybe it's on our channel in general. It might be on our old webinar series. Yep, there we go. Okay, yeah, it's on our old webinar series. So I went to our Inside Real Estate YouTube channel and I searched for Mojo, and there we have connecting Mojo Dialer and kvCORE. So let me just put that into our chat. And it's going to be about a 4-minute walkthrough on connecting Mojo Dialer and kvCORE. So good question. I'm trying to turn this off. Okay. All right, we have another question. Prospect status and how it interacts with the smart campaign. Yeah. So prospects are, if we look at our lead journey, our client journey, so we have our new leads. Our new leads are brand new people. I don't know anything about them. They might be buyers, sellers. They might be ready tomorrow, which is not likely. They're probably going to be ready 6 months to a year, even 18 months out. Those are my new leads, right? Brand new. I don't even know if they're interested in real estate or how much they're interested in real estate. My active leads are people who are talking to me, and it makes sense that I want to talk to them every week or two, right? These are going to be people who are less than 6 months out from their target date, probably more like 3 months. Now, how do you know that? You have conversations with them, right? Are you pre-qualified? When it comes to buying your new home, do you want to be in by the end of the summer, sooner or later? What are you envisioning? So that's kind of how you figure out their timeline. You have conversations and help them visualize that. So your active leads, with our smart campaign, it's a once a week reminder for you to touch base with them, right? That's all it is. Once a week, Have you talked to this person? Have you talked to this person? Have you talked to this person? Okay. So those are my active leads. My prospects are somewhere in between that, right? They're not new because I've had a conversation with them, maybe, but I at least know they're interested in real estate. So my prospects might be open house leads, right? Those people I've talked to, those people are interested in real estate, but I'm not quite ready to talk to them once a week yet. That's not really what they want either. So they're a prospect. A prospect could also be my brother is a prospect because he wants to sell his house, but he promised his kids they're not going to move until the last one's done with high school. At least so they've got at least 3 more years, right? Wants to move. I'm not sure if he wants to, but if he wanted to move, he would be a prospect, right? He's interested in real estate. You could offer him however much money you want, but he's staying. Okay. Another prospect could be maybe you get from your title rep a list of for sale by owners, right? So those are people who are interested in real estate, but they don't want to talk to you. So they're not an active lead. So our prospect smart campaigns, if we look at our campaigns, if you are just looking at our default campaigns, we do not have any prospect ones in here. We might have our open house one in here. Double check me on that. So we might have our open house one in here, but we do have quite a few in the kvCORE library that you could look through. So if you type in prospect or if you just scroll around and look, you'll want to look under the starts when trigger is usually what you want to look for. So this one could honestly work for a prospect. We didn't define any start triggers here, but this is like a 1 year long nurture for someone who's not ready to buy. Open house is good for a prospect. We look at our next one. So we have a couple prospects in here. I know we have for expireds, for renters, for homeowners. So we do have a couple in here. The reason we don't have those added into my campaigns is likely that prospects are so different. And so, I just mentioned 3 or 4 different prospects that should be on different smart campaigns if I'm going to automate. So I can choose to add a prospect campaign. I would probably adjust it so it also has a hashtag trigger, which is covered in one of our advanced smart campaign courses. Or when I communicate with my prospects, I rely on my smart CRM. I decide that once a month, I'm going to reach out to this hashtag. I don't automate it, but I put it on my calendar so it gets done. So prospects is a really broad category of people. That's why there's a lot of different smart campaigns there. So to switching to active automatically stops the campaigns. So when you change the status, it will change them to their new campaign. So when someone changes to active lead, they now get added to the active lead campaign because that's what they qualify for if you have that campaign on. And then they're no longer a new lead. So that new lead campaign falls off. Now, our default active lead campaign is just a once a week task reminder. Did you check in? Did you check in? Did you check in? You can edit those and add other steps in there. You can go to the marketplace and talk to our done for you services in there because they have some cool situational campaigns. So they have taken the time to create some other smart campaigns, including like those active buyers. So those are pretty cool. Or if you have your idea of what you want that campaign to look like, you can also hire them to create it for you if you don't want to create yourself. So great questions today. I hope we're all a little bit clear on what the smart number is and what it can do for you and how to utilize it. I'll throw on our schedule to do more about generating leads with the smart number because we didn't quite get to that because we had tons of good questions. So thank you all for coming. I hope you all have a great rest of the day and I'll see you all online. Thank you.